First time I met him was a loud bang at my door about 3 o'clock in the morning saying, "Hey guys, get out of your room, let's go play volleyball." So, one, I like my damn sleep. And two, who comes at 3 o'clock in the morning to anybody's house that they don't know and doesn't expect to get beaten up? Granted, it was a dorm room, so I guess it was more expected. And it probably didn't hurt that he wasn't wearing many clothes at all. And that was odd.
I've been actually trying to figure this out for the past couple of years because I realized I don't remember the first time I ever met him. I think it was a night that we had decided that our friend Keo, who lived on the same hall, he always left his door unlocked, and he slept very soundly. So we decided this would be a good night to take basically everything he owned out of his room, and we were either putting it in the bathroom or out in the hall right in front of his room or something. I think he woke up maybe about the same time that, Peyton probably showed up to help me move some of that furniture. I asked him for some help as he was walking in the hall. I don't know.
What the hell happened to the kitchen?
What the hell happened to you? Oh, that. Yeah, I made breakfast. Well, I'm sorry, that's just how I cook. You, want breakfast?
No. You made breakfast, you took the last of the cereal, and drank the last of the milk.
For your information, I felt bad about taking the last of the milk, so I made you some more.
I wouldn't say that I ever decided film was the right career for me. I do know that it was basically early 2003, and Peyton and I decided, hey, we're going to make a dodgeball movie, mainly because we could. I even remember there was one night we were talking on the phone and said, hey, we should add a fight scene to it because we're both trained martial artists. And, we had a lot of fun with it, and I'm realizing, wow, of all things, I might have finally found that thing that I'll never get tired of doing it.
So, you started writing a movie called Disputed about basically a sports drama movie, Rudy minus, a hobbit in it. And we started filming that, and that movie basically set the stage for our entire organization in terms of us as filmmakers. Great idea, great execution, horrible follow-through. Got about halfway through it, realized that all the people who said they would help us out wouldn't. So, basically failed. We salvaged it in a night. I called Crash over and said, hey, come over to my house, bring caffeine. So he comes over, I get my camera out, and I'm like, we have 45 minutes of actual footage of the movie. How can we make this into a feature length? So I put a camera on a tripod in front of our TV, and he and I basically just talked about every possible way this movie failed. Edited those things together, put it on a DVD, and that was our first movie, Disputed, the making of the unfinished film Disputed by Crash and the Fury.
100 years ago, Thomas Edison invented the film camera. Since that time, 8 million films have been made, but only 6 million have been released. What happened to the other 2 million films?
Alright, lights, camera, action.
Sometimes they don't get finished.
Action. Where the hell are all my actors?
And any number of problems can be the reason why. So how do the producers deal with a problem like this?
Because we had one small problem in the making of this movie.
We needed 15 people.
Know how many people it takes to make a movie? More than 2!
Does this problem deter them?
We're going to take you to the movie, tell you what happened and why other parts didn't get made, then show you some more.
Hey Jude. This spring, watch a movie about a movie that tried to get made but never got finished. By Red Fury Entertainment and Loading Screen Productions, Disputed, the making of the unfinished film Disputed, spring 2003.
My first impression of him was he's cocky, he's got strange interests, he seems to need constant validation. He is then what I've become now. And it's odd how much he and I have actually switched identities, if you will.
Loud, obnoxious, and crazy. Pretty much describe Crash all the time.
He's a bullshit artist, but so am I. Sarcasm is both of our second language, and that's very nice. Makes it a lot easier to communicate.
The biggest problem with working with Crash, other than the fact that he is certifiably crazy, like lithium and bipolar crazy, he had the attention span of a fruit fly. He'd come up with great ideas, we'd go out there, we'd be ready to go, and then a shiny object would happen.
My first impression of him on top of all that, though, was very clearly, as Red said regarding Andy in The Shawshank Redemption, liked him immediately.
Toys crawl out from under your bed and have adventures when you're not in the room. No, we're not talking about the plot for Toy Story 3. This is a short stop-motion sitcom made by an Athens filmmaker. He's never taken a film class, but he's still won awards. News Source 15's Matt Tettelbach met up with him today, and he joins us from the newsroom. Matt?
Toys, epic sword battles, and even a silent film are among the movies made in a student apartment and then put up on this website by a virtual one-man film studio. But these films are only one side of the Athens man who goes by the name of Crash. You'll never guess what he's studying at the university.
Of the Lord.
That explosive scene is from a webcast sitcom called Under Your Bed, made by James Crash Miller and one of his friends. He taught himself to shoot, write, and edit his own videos.
I don't remember the last time I slept.
But his dedication paid off. His short silent film Studying for Finals took the Gold Award at this year's UGA Campus Movie Fest and finished 15th in the state. But filmmaking is only one of his passions. His other? Preaching. In fact, his nickname, Crash, is actually an acronym for Christ Redeemed, Always Serving Him. Crash is a religion major at UGA and plans to go to the seminary next year.
I studied religion because I thought I wanted to be a pastor and that would be a good idea. Then I realized there's nothing that will challenge your faith and strip it away from you faster than studying religion at a secular institution, but I'm coming away better for it.
Some of these videos are a little violent. They're not quite what you'd expect from a future minister.
Good. There are days you feel like being a nice, gentle, soft pastor, and other days you feel like being a hardcore American badass. And I don't see any reason the two can't mix together.
His motto, don't take life too seriously. He says you can have a relationship with God while having fun.
Jesus was not a wuss.
So he sees no problem mixing faith and fun.
I think the thing I like the most about filming is basically creating something that can't exist, but has the ability to exist within your own head. Like, I know, Superman's a great example. People can't fly. It doesn't happen. But if you look at some of the old films, they frame it in a construct of believability to say, you know what? Maybe this could happen. Maybe not now. Maybe not to normal people, but maybe this could happen. And I really like that play where you can say, okay, what is the most unbelievable thing I can make people actually believe could happen?
Basically, I like getting to play make-believe and see on film later that it looks like it really happened. And I like the fact that at this age and after doing well at the festival, it's exactly what Peyton said, which is we're no longer little kids in the backyard with a camera. Favorite part of film's got to be living imagination.